my hope would be that after all that we've gone through, that this was not for naught, that maybe we learned something, you know? Maybe we figured out how to do this a little bit better. Maybe we realized that the manufactured differences are just that, manufactured, that they're not real, that we're Louisianians, and that when we go and we fight for the people of Louisiana. And there's nothing wrong with having party pride. There's nothing wrong with being proud to be a Republican or proud to be a Democrat or independent or other. But it's more important to be Louisiana. I'm hopeful that as we go forward, all of the pain and all of the lost lives and all of the atrocities we dealt with, that we learn something from it. When we talk about the budget, we talk about the Constitution, do we go into the Constitution and fix some of those things that I believe desperately should be fixed, notwithstanding anybody's politics, anybody's political feelings or philosophies, but that we really endeavor to do good and to do right. We've seen such a great deal of hate and hate speak across almost every strata throughout our country, throughout our world. We can do better. We're Louisiana. And I think we can and we will. It's going to be very different. I'm hopeful that that we're able to salvage some of the things that have been uniquely ours, and I think most of it will be. But I'll tell you where it's going to be different. You've got small business owners, unfortunately, that I'm not sure that they'll ever come back the way they were. You've got people that have had, for example, downtown New Orleans in the French Quarter, where rents are upwards of $20,000, $30,000 a month. Very coveted, very difficult to get, but you've had old families that have had them. Unfortunately, if the tides turn too far, the indigenous families, the people that have had these properties in their families for many years, may lose them, may change some of the flavor, may change some of the character, may change who we are. And that's all kind of a part of what happens with this failed economy, with this COVID environment, with hate speak, with all the things that are threatening who we are. But we're resilient, and we have the ability to come back, and we will. The question is, what will that look like? We do know that we have suffered a great change. Just like we used to have fax machines that curled up when they came over. We used to have payphones on every street corner. You used to be able to go into a photomat to process film. Things change. It's not always bad. We've just got to hope that the changes that we've endured, that we can make them better than worse. We endure. I mean, you know, Louisiana spirit's a tough spirit. New Orleans spirit, a tough spirit. Our region is tough. We endure hurricanes. Katrina, 15 years later, hey man, we're strong. And we were strong right after, with a lot of pain, a lot of lost lives, just like COVID. A lot of pain, a lot of lost lives, but we keep getting up and we keep fighting. And that's a part of what we're made of. That's what makes us tough. Some things come and you don't know how you're going to get through it. But, you know, like that big exam, and you wondered how you were going to get through it, you did. We have to start learning to live a little bit more in our means. Right? I mean, we have to hope for some more, but we also have to figure out how to live within our means as a state and kind of ratchet back on some of the things that we might be able to save some money on. Some things, unfortunately, we have no choice. We have an unemployment trust fund that is busted right now. The people of Louisiana that are in need of unemployment benefits deserve it. The taxpayers, the business people don't deserve or need to be taxed again to refill what was once a bustling billion-dollar trust fund. Now we have one that's broken, and we had to borrow money to get there, to get fixed, I should say. Our budget is going to be a challenge. You know, we hope that oil prices will increase and sales tax revenues pick up. But under the current situation, or the situation of COVID and the aftermath, that still remains tenuous. But with that, however bad it is, we always seem to find a way to make it work. And I think we're going to have some difficult times ahead, but nothing that I think breaks us. I would hope that we'd have a true living wage, so the men and women of Louisiana who go to work every day would be able to adequately care for their children and their households. I would hope that equal pay for women would not just be something that we're still talking about. I would hope that we would have enough money in our coffers that we can adequately educate all of our children, that we would have a bustling economy where we can build roads and bridges and keep people working. We can do that again. We're Louisiana. And my hope is that as I wind down my years in the Senate, that we will be able to say, hey, man, we moved the needle and we made it better. And I believe we can. I represent 3 parishes. I have Orleans, Jefferson, and Plaquemine parishes, all on the west bank of the Mississippi. So infrastructure continues to be one of those major issues for us. The tunnel replacement in Belle Chase, the expansion of Peters Road, making sure that we have our Mississippi well-maintained and clean, that the underpasses on the West Bank Expressway are well-maintained, economic development, that we're able to continue to lure more businesses to the West Bank that will enhance, obviously, sales taxes for those individual municipalities and the parishes, but also education and crime. Everybody wants good and fair education, and for the first time in a long time, we're seeing the uptick that education is starting to get some traction. We went through a period when we had problems, and it's now moving in the right direction. I'm very happy about that. Economic development and jobs. You can't talk about that enough, because an economy that works inures for a healthy community inures for a better community where people can take care of themselves better. So making sure that health, welfare, education is in place are all good things for us, and that's certainly good for District 7. I believe Louisiana has the raw ingredients. We're that gumbo. We're that special gumbo that when all those ingredients come together, not trying to make all the ingredients the same. We don't have to all be the same. We don't all have to be Democrat. We don't all have to be Republican. We don't all have to be white or black. We all have to be Louisiana, and we all have to love this state. And when we all love this state and this country and we put it first, yeah, man, we got a good pot of gumbo.